दिल्ली सेवा बिल लोकसभा में पेश हुआ है और नित्यानंद राय ने इस बिल को पेश किया है। दिल्ली सेवा बिल लोकसभा में पेश किया गया है और इस वक्त ये सबसे बड़ी खबर आपको बता रहे हैं, गृह राज्य मंत्री ने इस बिल को पेश किया है।
The government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Bill 2023 on 3 grounds.
आप तो नियम से बोलोगे ना?
हम नियम से बोला है।
हाँ, रूल्स की बात बोलना।
रूल्स के बाद बोला है। Sir, Rule 72(2) of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in Lok Sabha. I am questioning the legislative competence of the government in having the legislation of the bill number 1. Sir, it is against the principles of federalism which is being envisaged by the Constitution of India. Sir, federalism is one of the basic features of Indian Constitution. An elected government in the state of Delhi, it is not having the administrative and legislative control over the bureaucrats means the government has, there is no meaning in having the government of Delhi. That is why I am saying that it is absolutely taking away, sir, taking away the administrative and legislative control by the bureaucrats and the political bureau, sorry, the political leadership and the elected. Sir, please, second point.
क्या सुने आपकी? आप 72 के नियम में बोलो, व्यवस्था दे रहा हूं आपको।
This is going to override the Supreme Court judgment dated 11th May 2023 government of NCT Delhi versus Union of India. Sir, let me read the Supreme Court judgment. The Supreme Court judgment says that the state court. No, this is a I am talking on the legislative competence. Prahlad Joshi ji, I am talking on the legislative.
Sir, Rule 72 says, if a motion to leave the introduced the bill is opposed, the Speaker, if thinks fit, after permitting the brief statement from the member who opposes the bill, the motion and the member who moved the motion may without further debate put to the motion, provided that where the motion is opposed on the ground that bill initiate the legislation outside the legislative competence of the House, the Speaker may permit the full discussion. Sir, it doesn't. Parliament is fully competent to pass this bill. If they want to talk on the merit, let them discuss when there is a consideration and passing, sir.
Okay. Sir, the second point is, it is overriding the Supreme Court judgment dated 11 May 2023. The Supreme Court judgment is very clear that Delhi state government is having absolute power, administrative as well as the legislative supremacy is with the state government of Delhi. The intent of this bill is to override the Supreme Court. Sir, the third point. Sir, the third point. Please. Why you are having it? Sir, the third point. 239, Sir, through 239, clause 7 of Constitution of India. Sir, so far the last 30 years of Indian experience, so far the clause 7, 239 article of the Constitution has not been invoked. Here in the preamble, if you go to see, there are 2 pages of preamble. In preamble, sir, very valid point, sir. In preamble, nowhere it is stated that why clause 7, 239 is invoked is not being stated in the preamble. Preamble is incomplete. Therefore, I strongly oppose the bill in introducing.
स्पीकर सर, मैं शुक्रगुजार हूं हमारे अपोजिशन लीडर का कि बगैर प्रधानमंत्री के हाउस चलने दिया सर। इन्होंने बगैर प्रधानमंत्री के हाउस चलने दिया, इनका शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं सर। तो ये चेस और लूडो का खेल हो रहा है सर, उधर से चेस खेला जा रहा है, इधर लूडो खेला जा रहा है सर। मैं इसलिए अपोज कर रहा हूं कि ये आर्टिकल 123 का वायलेशन है। एक सिंपल बिल से आप संविधान को अमेंड नहीं कर सकते। तीसरा, ये थ्योरी ऑफ सेपरेशन ऑफ पावर्स का वायलेशन है। चौथा ये है कि सर, सुप्रीम कोर्ट का 4 जुलाई 2018 का 5 जजेस का जजमेंट है। तो इसीलिए मैं ये कहता हूं कि ये इस हाउस को लेजिस्लेटिव कॉम्पिटेंस नहीं है, इसलिए मैं इस बिल की मुखालिफत कर रहा हूं। अब जबकि हमारे लीडर ऑपोजिशन ने अलाउ कर दिया बगैर प्रधानमंत्री के, मेरी आपसे गुजारिश है सर, मैं डिवीजन पूछूंगा, अब डिवीजन कराइए।
स्वागत राय जी।
Sir, with all the vehemence at my command, I beg to oppose the National Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Bill 2023. As has been mentioned before, that this bill is well outside the legislative competence of Parliament, because the Supreme Court, passed a judgment in CA number 2357 of 2017 on 11th May 2023 in the matter of Government of NCT of Delhi versus Union of India. Now, to override the Supreme Court judgment, the government has brought forward a bill. This is totally autocratic. It abrogates. Sir, हो जाएगा सर. सर, अब प्रेमचंद्रन को 4 बार मौका दिया. मुझे भी 1-2 बार दीजिए. सर, complete. Sir, I want to say that this is total abrogation of the legislative power of the Union Capital Territory of Delhi under Article 239A of the Constitution.
कल आपको पर्याप्त मौका दूंगा, चलाओ सदन पूरा, सबको मौका देंगे।
अध्यक्ष
पूरा
अध्यक्ष
समय,
महोदय,
कल आप सबको पूरा समय दूंगा।
अध्यक्ष महोदय, ये बिल पूरी तरीके से गैर कानूनी है।
कानूनन बात करो।
ये
आप तो
पूरी तरीके से गैर कानूनी है। आपको भी पता है, पेज 772 ऑफ कॉलन शक्दर प्रैक्टिस एंड प्रोसीजर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट में। मुझे कंप्लीट करने दीजिए।
एक मिनट बैठिए। माननीय सदस्यगणों, मैं पुनः आपसे आग्रह करता हूं कि ये संसद है और संसद में बोलते समय हर शब्द का उच्चारण ठीक होना चाहिए। हमारे गौरव गोगोई जी उपनेता हैं, वो बोलते हैं आपको भी पता है। अगर मुझे पता होता तो मैं इस बिल को इंट्रोड्यूस ही नहीं करता। नो, मुझे पता होता तो मैं बिल को इंट्रोड्यूस कैसे करता। आप तो सीट पर आपत्ति पैदा कर रहे हैं कि मुझे पता है। मुझे पता होता तो मैं इंट्रोड्यूस कैसे मिलता। ये तो बहुत बड़ा विषय हो जाएगा। नो, इन शब्दों को वापस लो। ऐसे चलिए,
चाहता हूं सर,
मुझे संरक्षण की
आपका संरक्षण चाहता हूं कि आपके पीठ से एक निर्देश जाए कि ये जो बिल है सब्सटेंटिव पॉलिसी नहीं है। और ये जो कॉल एंड शक्दर का जो लिखा है कि व्हेन अ लीव ऑफ हाउस टू द मूविंग ऑफ अ मोशन हैज बीन ग्रांटेड, no substantive motion on policy matter is to be brought before the house by the government till the motion of no confidence has been disposed of.
Okay.
Motion of disconfidence has not been disposed of. This is a substantive policy. It is illegal.
Okay.
It will be challenged and this has no merit, sir. अब ruling दीजिए कि ये substantive नहीं है।
Thank you, sir. I too would like to oppose the introduction under Rule 72 of the Rules of Procedure, and particularly on the issue of legislative competence. I have 4 brief points, sir. First, the bill violates the defining feature of a federal democracy, the division of power. It undermines the Delhi Legislative Assembly and the Delhi government, and by trying to supersede the Supreme Court's decision on the matter, the union government appears to undermine the constitutional principle of federalism. Number 2, sir, just 4 quick points. Sankshipt mein bol raha hu. Number 2, the bill infringes the principle of representative democracy, which is a basic feature of the Constitution. The legislators are accountable to their electorate. The electorate must have a say in who governs them. If the Delhi government is not able to control and hold to account the officers posted in its service, sir, the fact is that it's their responsibility. The legislature cannot be fulfilled. The principle of collective responsibility extends to the responsibility, sir, of the government for its own officers. Sir, you cannot give bureaucrats the authority that belongs to elect.
I am before you, sir. I am before you. Sir, actually, the government is day by day going autocratic. That is what everybody feels here. Sir, ever since the first no confidence motion has brought in to this house in 1956, there is no such precedence to discuss any substantive motive before the discussion of.
आप इस विषय बिल पे बोलिए।
Before the discussion of no confidence motion. Moreover, it is very much against the judiciary, which the Supreme Court has already pronounced.
Honorable Honorable Speaker, sir, there are some very, very erudite members of Parliament here who know the law well. I'm surprised that when legislative competence is being discussed under Article 70, under Rule 72 proviso, that there is no advertence at all to the actual Supreme Court judgment or the order which the Supreme Court has passed, a speaking order of 7 pages the Supreme Court has passed in the writ petition filed by the State of Delhi against Union of India. Now, kindly see what the Supreme Court in para 95 has said. It concludes about legislative competence. Please understand, the court says, however, if Parliament enacts a law granting executive power on any subject which is within the domain of NCTD, the executive power of the LG shall be modified to the extent as provided in that law. Government has brought out a law now pursuant to a Supreme Court empowering it. So how can you challenge legislative competence?